What's the beef? About to ring up old Benny Wilkinson. What's the beef with this lad? Let's find out. Right, gives a sec here, pull him up. Ben, how are you, man? It's Cam from Sheffield. What's the story?
I just need help and support.
It's all good, man. It's all good. How are you keeping this morning in work, or are you off?
I'm off today.
Okay, sweet as, man. And whereabouts are you based, Ben?
I'm based in Stafford,
Yeah, whereabouts?
UK.
Whereabouts in Stafford? Is that more towards the south, or am I completely off there?
It's like the Midlands. It's
Yeah.
like probably half an hour, 40 minutes from Birmingham.
Yeah. Okay. I get where you're coming from, man. And where did you see about Sheffield, Ben? Was that floating on Facebook? Have you been seeing it for a while, or what was the story?
I got in last night. I had a bit of a wobble yesterday.
Yeah.
And then I got on Facebook, and then literally your post was the first thing that came up, and it's just the video with you put a sign up saying turn the sound on, chefs.
Yeah. Okay, it must be a sign. It must be fate, my man. Right? Well, it's good to hear, man.
Yeah, man.
Listen, fair play to you for being proactive on it. So, Ben, just before we dive into your story, man, and what we need to do, I'll explain why we're here. There's two things that we're trying to do here. The first thing with you, man, is figuring out what problems you're having and why that's happening. And then the second thing is about setting your goals going forward and actually instilling and injecting a bit of hope. Now, after we get both of those points nailed down, man, I'm going to take you through a game plan. And it's literally, this is how you're going to overcome your problems. This is how you're going to achieve your goals. Is that clear, Chief?
Okay. Yeah, man.
Now, Ben, when we get to the end of that, mate, and I feel you're a good fit for what we do, I'll offer you an invite to join Sheffield at the end, and then I'll talk you through the investment, time-wise, money-wise, all of that, man. And I just literally need a very, very simple answer from you. Yes, if it's for you.
Okay.
No, if it's not. Is that cool, Chief?
Okay. Yeah, man, that's cool.
Absolutely. Nice one, Ben. So just take me back, man. Obviously, I'd read through your application. You know, it's a tough situation you're going through, man, but I'd be interested in hearing it from yourself. So what was motivating you to click in last night and apply and make the change?
Just feeling down, and I need this change.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to make this change for a long time. I've tried numerous things in the past, but I don't seem to stick to things. You know what I mean? And I need that support.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit sad, but I've not got any friends around here.
Not at all, man. I totally get that.
Yeah, I try and make friends, and then stuff happens, and then I just lose contact. I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I need a gym buddy, if you know what I mean, or someone like support. If you know, I just need that support.
Of course, man. Of course. So Ben, tell me this, mate. Like, why you said you need to make the change. So, what is making you say that at the moment? What has happened to get you to that point?
It's all from my family, my daughter, my missus. The last few months I've been going through a tough time, and I am depressed, and I suffer from anxiety, and I've not done it in a while, but I did start cutting myself. I don't want that. I don't want my daughter to lose me. She needs me. I need them.
Yeah.
And
totally.
I just need.
Well, what was like, Ben? What was the moment where, you know, I know myself, I haven't gone through my own bouts of depression and being an anxious person my whole life, but what was the moment where it got that bad, where it was like, okay, right, I need some kind of release here, and that's where you go to self-harming? Like, what was the point where that ended up happening?
Just stress, not sleeping, just not eating properly, drinking too much, smoking too much pot. It's just.
And is this all work related, Ben, or what do you feel it's coming from?
It's a lot work related. I've kind of taken myself out of that situation from work, and now I'm on an agency.
Okay.
Which gives me a lot of freedom. But I think it stems down from when I was growing up as well.
Okay.
Like my father's not a very nice man. Got neglected. Didn't really go to school. Got into the wrong crowd when I was younger.
And you feel that's had an impact potentially on your self-esteem getting into this point now, where it's like, Okay, when you do get low, it's almost a feeling of like fucking worthlessness. Almost.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Totally.
I just think that the beer helps, which is like last night I shouldn't have, but I was telling myself not to, but then I just smoked like shitloads of weed on the way home, and I shouldn't be driving and smoking it. It's just.
Well, like, you got to think about it like this, man. Like it's heavy shit, Ben. But the way you got to look at it, man, is everything that's happened to us in our lives. We pick up habits and we pick up patterns, and I think what's happened to you right now is obviously you've been proactive and you've changed the agency work, which is probably less hectic, but I still think you carry forward the old patterns and the old ways that you used to have. You know what I mean? And maybe smoking joints late at night when you get home is your wind down mechanism. And I need it, but it gets to the point where you do need it, and that's where it gets to territory. It's like, fuck. Because if you think about where that leaves you, like when you're coming home and it's like, right, that's your escape, and roll up and smoke, and then it's like wake up the next morning absolutely bollocks. Like, what is happening as a result of that?
What's happening?
Yeah, as a result of, like, when you're smoking late at night, like, why do you see it as a negative, do you think?
Because I feel like shit the next day. I can't. It takes me ages to wake up. It's just not a good thing for me to do. I shouldn't be doing this shit at 33 years old.
Yeah, I
should be getting up, living my life, enjoying my life, enjoying my time with my daughter.
Yeah,
I feel like sometimes I lose contact, like I lose a connection with my daughter. I know I haven't, but it feels like that. If you know what I mean?
Okay. So why do you feel you're losing connection, or why do you feel that way towards your daughter?
I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just, I don't know. I honestly, I don't. This is the first time I've ever spoke to anyone about this, mate. Like, so it's a bit...
Totally, man. Oh, Ben, like, man, I get it. I totally get it, and I appreciate the honesty. And like, you can fucking tell me whatever you want. It's a safe zone. I'm not talking to anyone about this. You know, whatever you need to get off your chest, you need to get off your chest. Like, if you think about what's happening at home, so obviously you're in a negative headspace right now. That's slowly going towards a darker space over time. What impact do you think that's had at home? Like, what impact has that had on the relationship with your missus, and even on days off and stuff? Like, is this affecting when you're with them? It's hard to be present. Is it having the headspace to deal with what's going on? Like, what do you feel, man?
It is. It can get tough sometimes, but I kind of just like, I'm quite good at bottling it in.
Yeah.
So I kind of just like forget about it, and then a few days later it'll like creep back up on me. But it has affected my missus, and she hasn't been the best of support in the past, but I think now she's realising, and she does
see it.
She is helping me. Yeah.
Totally. And what have you tried in the past year and to try and fix this, and why do you think that hasn't worked?
Well, I tried Slimming World, and I got to a point where I just kind of like lost interest, if you know what I mean. I was like really dead into it, and it was great. And then again, work came into place, and I was working like 70-hour weeks, and then it was like getting the prep time. I was coming home, prepping up my food, and the next day like taking it into work, but maybe not eating it, and then just get like losing it, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's like I don't even take my dog for much of a walk anymore. Like, I used to take my dog for a walk, for like half-an-hour walks every single day. But now it's just like, well, I'll take her out, I'll just go around the corner and come back, and it's just, I shouldn't really be doing that.
Why is that happening?
Just because I can't be arsed with it.
Okay. And is that energy, or is that like, I really just don't have the, do you know what I mean? Like, what do you feel is stopping you from doing that? What's the thought process?
Just not having the energy, can't be arsed. It's probably pissed.
Yeah, totally, man. Totally. Ben, let me ask you this. What impact do you think, if you were to completely flip your lifestyle on its head and become much healthier and much more active and make all of these changes, what impact does that have on your life?
It would be 100%. It It would be amazing, honestly. It would be. I would have the energy. I would be able to run around the park with my daughter. I won't get out of breath walking upstairs. I'd just be all around happier. You know what I mean? Honestly, I don't know what I'll feel until I get to that stage.
Yeah.
But I'll hope I'll feel happier.
When was the last time you can remember being in that position where you are genuinely relaxed and happy with where you're at? Can you remember how long ago that's been?
When I was happy and relaxed?
Yeah.
When I was about 8 years old.
Okay. So this has been an issue for a long, long time then, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So out of curiosity, Ben, like, why is now the time to do something about this?
Because I feel like my body's shutting down. I feel like I'm seizing up.
Yeah. So what is happening there? Your body is seizing up as well. You said that to me yesterday as well. But what do you mean by that?
It's just like I'm finding it hard to move. I'm finding it hard to just getting tired quickly.
Mm-hmm.
My joints are hurting, knees are hurting, arms are hurting. Like I went for a swim the other day with my daughter, pulled on my neck, which is just bringing me down. So I'm just like, I woke up the next day thinking I was having a heart attack, which brought on anxiety. Mm-hmm. Which I know it wasn't, but it took me a few hours to realise that I wasn't fucking having a heart attack, you know what I mean?
Big time.
It's just like, it's in my head.
Okay. Where do you think your body is at physically right now? Like, do you think that's weight related? Do you think that's just from your general lifestyle? Do you think that's from the stress? Like, what do you think is causing the body to act like that?
Not being fit enough, my lifestyle is in not drinking too much, not eating properly, eating like fucking pig. I'm basically doing, like just pigging out. Plus, like sometimes I don't eat breakfast. I try and eat breakfast, but most days I just don't.
Yep.
I'll probably have a tiny lunch, and then I won't eat till midnight, and then I'll just pig out, and then the next day I'll wake up and it'll be just like stomach's killing.
Yep. Yeah, totally.
Just feeling like the other night I just ate and ate and ate. And then I woke up in the middle of the night and I was sick. Yeah,
totally, man.
And it was just like, I shouldn't be waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning and running to the bathroom and throwing up.
And that's also the thing with smoking the weed, you know what I mean? Because it's just, you don't even see it, and then all of a sudden you're fucking eating everything in your fridge, like. So, man, in your position right now, what do you think you need Chef Fit's specific help with? Like, what do you feel you need my help with in changing all of this?
I need the support. I need to talk, I think, as well. I need a group of people which are in the same situation as me, which we can talk and like bounce off each other, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I need that motivation to get up and go out and do something.
Big time. What we're going to do after this call, man, is regardless of what happens, I'm going to put you through to Simon Ulf. He's one of our guys in the group now, chef in London, but Simon was in pretty much the exact same position as you were in when I spoke to him, do you know what I mean? And his life was fucking crashing down around his ankles. Several suicide attempts, and managed to pull himself out of the dark, you know what I mean, and completely turned his life around, and is now opening his own restaurant 4 months later, do you know what I mean? I need you to talk to someone like that, because obviously I'm going to get you clear on what you need to do here and where we're at, but I think it's going to benefit you massively being able to talk to someone like that and go, listen, man, this is the position that I'm in right now. Cam had told me that you were in a very, very similar position, and I feel you would get a gigantic amount from that dude, just the ability to even convey it to him as well. But getting back to what we're saying, man, like where we are right now is you are stuck in a very, very, very deep rut, okay? And in that rut, your mind is being flooded with negativity. The reason that I think that's happening is I think you're doing yourself no favors with your lifestyle. So whether that's, I think, the booze and the smoke and weed then leads to eating shit and shit sleep. And this is just a vicious circle that perpetuates itself over and over and over again. That's gotten to the point now where the body is starting to give us serious issues, whether that's aches and pains, whether that's generally just seizing up or straining things that we shouldn't be straining. And the reason that this is important that we understand this is because it's impacting your relationship and it's impacting your ability as a role model. And that is not a good place to be. And chance are you've tried other things. You were saying Slimming World and all of that, and now it's kind of gotten to the point where the motivation is just not there to do it. And I think the biggest part of you making this change is that you have support and community and motivation to push and get it done, and you're surrounded by people who understand you and are going through the same things as you. Would I be correct in saying that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, man. So that's where we are right now, Ben. Now what we've got to do is this is a very, very important part of the process, is actually looking forward to what you really, really want. Because I'm sure right now, a lot of what you feel is, I fucking hate how I feel right now and I want out. You know what I mean? That's the sense that I get from you. So what I want to take you through here is a bit of a visualization technique that is very, very powerful for you going forward here. So I guarantee you the reason you're struggling so much is because you haven't got your head above the parapets in a long time. Like, you can't remember the last time you were relaxed. You can't remember the last time you were happy. You can't remember the last time that you were at peace. So what we need to do is, in order to start that process, is we need to look ahead, man. So I want you to visualize this. If we're having a chat 12 months from now, man, and I want you to imagine that in your life, when you make this decision and it's like you've joined ChefFit, you've made this massive lifestyle change, you're surrounded by other chefs who have been through the same thing as you, and they're pushing you to do the same, and you're getting better and better and better, and you've eradicated all the problems that you have now. I want you to imagine that we're having like a success story video. I know you haven't seen any of them. You might have seen the video I sent you, and it's like, you're seeing guys.
I started watching the one that is it the Portuguese lad.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, I just started watching that one before you called.
Yeah, and even the other video I sent you there on WhatsApp, it's like, you know, you're seeing these are all success stories. These are guys who came from a very, very dark place and changed their situation. I need you to imagine that you're doing your own video, and it's like, you need to think about where you're going to be at that stage. If you don't have any of the problems you have now and you make this massive lifestyle change, you need to actually feel what that's going to be like. So first off, what difference is there going to be in your life compared to now if you do make that change and everything is different and fucking you've changed your lifestyle, you're far more active and you've changed all your habits? Like, where are you going to be mentally? How are you going to feel?
I'm going to feel great, hopefully. I will happy, relaxed, relieved. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to imagine what it will be like. You know?
Yeah, totally, man. Totally. Think about happy, relaxed, and relieved. Where do you want your energy levels to be?
A good, like quite high.
Yeah. What do you want to be able to do if you've got high energy levels? What does that allow you to do? What would you like to do if you had lots of energy?
Oh, go snowboarding, go running, go cycling, run around the park with my daughter. Yeah, totally. And in terms of like motivation to do things in your life, then like, where does that fit in? If you were highly motivated compared to now, what things would you be able to do that you're not doing now? To open my own business.
Okay.
Open my stall that I want to do. Hopefully the deli, the outside catering business. Yeah. Has that always been in the back of your mind of something that you want to do? Always. Like I've literally the past few weeks I've started jotting things down. So I am starting to think of ideas, think of little niche markets.
Yeah. Totally.
It's just
big time.
Taking it forward.
Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. So now it's like, okay, right, the energy and the motivation, and because you're energetic and motivated, you have creativity. And with that creativity, mate, and that inspiration, like that enables you to follow the dream and open a catering company. Now, let's think about this guy for a second. Where do you want to be physically? Like, if you look in the mirror now and you see your body, how do you actually feel about yourself?
Shit.
Okay, so what specifically though? Is it a weight thing? Is it just how the body looks? Is it how it performs?
It's the gut, my tits,
yeah, totally.
My skinny arms, my skinny legs.
Okay.
Right.
So what's the ideal then? What point do you get to where you look in the mirror one day and you go, holy fuck, like I'm seriously confident with where I'm at here? What's that look like for you?
What does my body look like?
Yeah, in 12 months from now, if you make
just
a transformation.
Like, not like ripped, but just toned, just be comfortable to take my top off on the beach.
Yeah.
Be comfortable to wear air shorts out and stuff like that.
Okay, and you feel that's not the case now?
Not really, no.
Okay. So now we're crafting a really, really important thing, and we'll just recap this for yourself, man. It's like in 12 months we want to be happy, relaxed, and relieved. And how you're going to get there, man, is first off, we're physically going to get you to a point where you're so confident in yourself that you're comfortable to wear shorts and fucking go topless if need be, if you're at the beach or whatever. What comes with that body then is energy, motivation, and creativity. Do you know what I mean? It's the energy to go for a run. It's the energy to, play with your daughter and it's not a thing to you, do things like going snowboarding. It's motivation and it's creativity to follow through in your dream, man. Follow through in your dream, and it's open that fucking catering business. And I guarantee you right now for a fact that the only thing that's stopping you from doing that right now is where you're at physically. I guarantee you that, because I think the physical is the vehicle to the mental. Like, I think I really, really feel that if we fix your habits and we fix, your basically the way that you're living your life right now, I think a gigantic amount is going to change. And then what I'm going to explain to you in a second is how we're going to put that together. But man, like 12 months from now, do you see where you could be? I know it's very hard to visualize that, but do you see where you could be if we make these changes?
Yeah, I can see that.
Do you know what I mean? Let me ask you this, man. This is a deep question. What about the people around you 12 months from now? Like, who would be the most proud of you for doing this and achieving what we've just set out?
My missus.
Okay. And what do you think she would say if it was 12 months from now, not even 6 to 12 months from now, and like Ben wakes up and he's in this seriously positive frame and he's fucking as creative and motivated as ever been. He's happier than he's ever been. He's smiling again. Do you know what I mean? He's pushing his foot. He's fucking looking to push his business forward. Like, what way would she feel if you were to do that?
I don't know. I hope she just gives me a hug. I feel like just totally to say that she's proud of me.
There you go, man. 100%. 100%. I do appreciate the honesty, man. Do you know what I mean? I know this is fucking hard. I do know it's hard. So we have where we are, right? We have our starting point set out, okay? And now we've got a destination. And it's like, this journey is the only reason that we're trying to get your lifestyle in track, man, and we're trying to get all this stuff done, is we get you to the point where you're happy again and you're actually being able to fulfill your potential in your life. And it's an improvement for your family and it's an improvement for yourself. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, man, like...
Give me a second, sorry, mate.
Take time, man. Take your time. All good.
Sorry, go on.
Not at all, man. Not at all. Whatever you need to do. So Ben, we've got 2 points here, Chief. Okay, and you've got A, you've got B. So all we got to do now is we've got to bridge the gap between A and B. My only question to you, man, is we put this game plan in place. We start making this change. What do you think is going to stop you from achieving what we just set out with?
What's going to stop me?
Yeah.
Not stopping the booze, not stopping the weed. I think that's the only thing that will stop me. Not eating correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I get into that frame mind and I have that support and I can stick to it and I've got someone, if you know what I mean. But it's the only. I think it's the narcotics, the beer, the booze, the weed and stuff. I think that's what's going to stop me.
Big time.
And losing my
Yeah. So, really, man, this is a 3-step process. Do you know what I mean? And this, what we're trying to do right now is very foundational. Like, we're trying to build. If you imagine you're trying to build a house right now, okay, and when you were doing Slimming World and all of that shit, it's like you're trying something, but the foundations aren't there. So when it gets fucking hard or something happens in work, you always end up going back to square one because it's like, fuck, what do we fall back on? Well, my comfort zone is smoking weed and fucking drinking, so I'm probably going to go back to smoking weed and drinking. The key thing here is my focus is the long game. Like, we need to be ensuring that the plan that we put in place here is something that you have for the rest of your life, as opposed to a couple of weeks to feel fucking better. Do you know, it's not a quick fix. So with that in mind, the first thing is about developing a foundation to build the house on and building that. So how we're going to do that, man, is first off, there's 2 parts to this. One is we identify the things that are killing you. Okay. And I can tell you for a fact that vices, we need to start controlling them. We need to get to the point in the first couple of weeks where we can ask ourselves the question, am I controlling this or is this controlling me? And once we get to the point where you control it, that's a fucking massive, massive, massive win. So that's part of the first step. The second part of this is really developing the good habits and developing the foundation and a structure. So, man, I keep things very, very, very simple for you. Okay. The idea here is I'm going to start getting you to move every single day. And the idea of getting you to move every single day is that I'm going to start getting you to a point where you can do something every day that changes your state of mind from negative to positive. Okay. The idea of that is that over time, you're going to get into a rhythm where every day you're going to do something that gets you into a positive, whether that's through your exercise or whatever it is. The idea of getting into a rhythm, man, is that we get you out of this point of your body is controlling your thoughts and emotions. And I feel that you're very much trapped in your own mind right now. And I feel a lot of that is down to where we're at with our lifestyle and the decisions that we're making, you know, whether that's fucking narcotics or whether that's just not exercising and doing the things that we're supposed to be doing. So again, simple structure, move every single day. Same thing with your food. It's like simple structure, rinse and repeat, time after time. Get you into a rhythm. Start to get your energy and your motivation back, and boom, once we have that energy and motivation back within the first 2 weeks, that's our foundation to build off. And then we just need to chip away at the bad habits that we already have. Okay? Does that make sense, Chief?
Yeah, completely.
So once we develop that foundation, we take us into the second step. And this is really important because this is the thing that's going to keep you on point. And that's your environment. Like, Ben, there's a saying that goes like this, man. You're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, okay? You spend your time in negativity, chances are you're going to start turning negative. Spend your time in positivity, you're going to start turning positive. So what we need to do here is we need to completely shift your environment. Like, imagine when you step in to do something like this, that every single day you're checking in the group and you're seeing 50 plus chefs who are all in the same position as you, all been fucking in a dark place, which pretty much every single one of them has been, coming in, and you'll see the guys who are changing their life and the motivation that you get from that. And it's also the ability for them to pick you up and go, right, Ben, this is you starting off. Come with us. Let's fucking make this thing happen, you know? And it's also the ability for you to be able to put up your hand and actually get shit off your chest, because I feel that you have not actually opened up about this before. That's the first step to you making this change, is your ability to actually convey what's happening to you inside. And that's the first step to fixing this. So it's a foundation of having an environment every single day. You get motivated, you get held accountable, and you get supported, man, and you get pushed to do the things, you know what I mean? And it's not you by yourself. It's like fucking the lone wolf dies, the tribe survives. That's my mentality here. And once you're in the tribe, it's like we're here to fucking drive you and push you and hold you accountable to what you're supposed to do. Like, the way you need to imagine this, Ben, is like you can climb Mount Everest by yourself, or you can fucking climb Mount Everest with a group of people who know exactly what you're going through. Like, that's the difference. Does that make sense, Chief?
Yeah, completely.
What way do you think that would benefit you if you were making this journey?
It would benefit me completely. Just how would it benefit me?
Mm-hmm.
It would. I don't know. It would just. It would definitely benefit me, but I don't know how to word it. If you know.
Well, imagine.
It would benefit me with this.
Like, if you you need to think about if you have a group of every single one of those guys in there right now, like, it's like a fucking brotherhood. It's a family, and we stay very, very close knit to each other. And you need to imagine, as you're saying to me before, that you don't really have much of a social life anymore. And it's like, cool, well, let's actually create this place where you can go, and it's like you can interact and you can fucking talk to people again, and you can open up about what's going on. And also, on the other side of things, they're doing the same thing as you, which are trying to push to get better and improve their life. It's like, if you think about what that does to you mentally on a daily basis, it fucking changes a lot of things, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I've never really had that kind of thing before, if you know what I mean. Like, a group of people. I maybe had like one friend that I just like will call every so often.
Yeah, totally, man.
So I don't know how it would be. I think it would be good.
Of course.
But I'm not too.
It's hard to think about it right now. It's hard to imagine it.
Yeah.
Totally, man. I get that.
Yeah.
I think our last step here, Ben, is reprogramming. Like, the question is, if you think about 12 months from now, the question you got to ask yourself is, who is Ben? You know, What are his habits? What are his routines? What are his rituals? Does he wake up early? Does he play with his daughter? Does he get up and is he feeling fucking good? Does he shift his perspective through exercise? You know, does he take care of himself? Is he still smoking weed? Is he still boozing? Or has he gotten rid of all of that and has he replaced it with solid lifestyle choices? It's like, that is the end goal for me. I need to get you to the point where you don't need to be highly motivated to do this. This is just automatic. It's a way that you live your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like brushing your teeth at night. You get up, you do your exercise, you do the things that you want to do. You're active, you're proactive, take care of the family, whatever it is. You go in, smash out work, come back and you still got energy and you don't need to rely on your vices to fucking wind down. Like, that's the end point that we get to, because if we get you to that point, man, all of a sudden then you've got something in place for the rest of your life and you don't have to have a conversation like this again and you don't have to feel like shit again or as low as you felt. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That'd be great,
It is 110%. The reason I say that with so much certainty, Ben, is because I've fucking spoken to guys who have literally been in this position, who've broken down crying on the phone to me because their situation is so fucking dire. You know what I mean? And I've seen those guys turn it around and I've seen them fucking change their life. Right now, that might seem like an impossibility to you, but I'm telling you for a fact that that can be done if we get that nailed down. So that'd be my 3-step process, man. It's like simple structure, get your energy and motivation back, change your environment so your fucking mentality changes, you're motivated, you're happy to be doing it, you're supported everywhere you go. And then the last thing is we change your habits over time so this becomes an automatic thing for you. And being healthy and happy becomes normal as opposed to what's happening right now. Does that make sense, pal?
Yeah. Yeah, completely.
So Ben, like, really, man, just taking it from the top, in far less words than before, your reasons for changing, man, is that your back is to the wall right now. From what I can tell, the back is to the wall. It's like, I don't think you can go on much longer at this rate. And that's being fucking upfront and honest with you, and I think you know that. And I think the goal here is that we get you to the point where you're fucking living a life that you're happy with again. You know what I mean? We instill you with that happiness again, and we completely change your lifestyle. And we completely change the people you're around. And how we're going to do that is, first off, the obstacle is let's remove the vices and let's get a good grip on those and control them. And then the other part of that is the 3-step process, and it's like structure, keeping things simple, changing the environment, and fucking keep changing your habits. Do that, man, over the course of a couple of months. Boom, we're there. We are there. And that is the key. Is there anything we're missing here, Ben?
I just want to get started, basically.
Yeah.
I just want to crack on with it.
Totally, man. Totally. I get that. So Ben, listen, man, I think your reasons for doing this are extremely strong. Before I do accept you into the group and we talk about that, I just need to know from you, man, that when you step in here, that you're looking to raise your own standard and you're looking to raise the standard of the group and be part of that. So the last question is, man, like, how committed are you to actually doing the work required to change your life over the next year?
I'm 110% committed to do this. I need this.
Yeah, totally, man. Totally, Ben. I get that, bro. Absolutely. Like, for me, the thing that matters is the commitment, because the commitment is the thing that's going to fucking push you through onto the other side. And as unfortunate as your situation has been, that pain that you're fucking feeling, the pain of actually feeling like you have to self-harm yourself to get a release, it's like, that is the same pain that's going to drive you to change your fucking life.
Okay.
It is. It's the same pain that's going to drive you to change your life. You know what I mean? So for me, man, I feel that that commitment is there from you. So congrats. I'm going to offer you a space to work with us, man. I want to have you on board.
Thank you very much, buddy.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk.
I really appreciate this call, mate. Thank you.
Not at all, man. Not at all. Well, you need, like, fuck me, man. How long have you been fucking bottling this up, like?
Too long, mate. Too long.
Do you know what I mean? At the very least, like, you get it off your fucking chest, because it's not something you need to be. You can't bottle this up. You know what I mean? You have to speak out about it. So fair play to you, man, and I appreciate the honesty. So listen, Ben, what I'm going to do, man, is I'm going to talk you through the membership, and then I'm going to talk you through the process then for joining up and all of that. Okay?
Okay.
All right, Ben. So what we're looking at, Chief, then, is we're looking at 12 months here. Okay? Now, for you to get coached daily and completely overhaul everything for the full year, man. Sorry, there's someone drilling outside my window there. For you, for the full year, man, to get this sorted, will come in at £720 for the full 12 months. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, the process then for getting started, Chief. Next week for you would be the start of something called intro week. I need to basically get you up to speed on everything you need to know. So it's going to be you and 3 other chefs who are starting your intro week. So get you up to speed on your training, your nutrition, the structure, how we're going to get everything sorted for you, introducing you to the other chefs who are actually in the proper group, and then showing you your schedule on a day-to-day basis. Once we get through that week, man, then we're going to get on another call, me, you, and the other chefs. Make sure there's no stones unturned. You start the week after, and then obviously me and my coaches will be guiding you through step by step in the first couple of weeks to make sure that there's, basically that you're supported and you're shown exactly what you need to do as you go. So we're the first 3 or 4 weeks, man, is baby steps and getting you started. But once you do get started, man, you hit the bricks and it's fucking go time from there. So all we need to do then, Ben, to get going at that stage in the game, I'm going to pop your stuff up on the system today, and then all we need to do, man, is just sort out what we're going to do membership wise. So you have a couple of different options here on what you can do. Okay. In terms of membership, man, obviously, as I said to you, that's £720 for the year. If you wanted to go balls to the wall and you wanted to do that up front, you're more than welcome to. Or if that's not an option for you, man, what we can do is you can break it down into a payment plan. Okay. So the payment plan works 2 ways. Regardless of what happens, the membership needs to be paid within 3 months. Okay, so the first one would be you would go 3 payments of $240 month by month, or you could pay half up front, and then we can break it down into 2 payments after that. Okay, now all we need to do today then, before we select that, is we go email address, and then we pop your card up on the system, and then if you want to get started today and get enrolled, then we pick your membership, and if not, then we can do a deposit and then pick another date in the future where you're going to be comfortable to put it through. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so what about the payment? So how would it work again, sorry?
Yeah, so like what I'm going to do now, man, is we're going to pop your details up so I have you logged in on our system, and then the choice is yours, man, first off on what membership is actually affordable for you. So you can commit 100% and you can pay it all up. If that's not an option for you, man, then you have those 2 payment plans there. So before we move forward, man, what are you more comfortable with, do you think?
To be honest, the financial thing, it'll have to be monthly installments.
Okay.
So what would it be, 3 installments to £700?
Yeah, it would be 3 installments until we get the £720 paid off, mate. That would be the process that we'd go through. Okay.
Okay, it'll probably have to be the 3 installments.
Yeah, that's no hassle. So Ben, what I'm going to do with you today, man, is if you want to get enrolled properly, we're going to pop your email up, we're going to pop the card details up, and then either we can secure that today, or I can pick a day. If you get paid in the next 7 days and you're more comfortable to do it then, I can do it then. Is that okay?
Yeah, we can crack on with it today.
Yeah, okay, sweet as. Ben, do you have your email address, Chief?
Yeah, it's Mr. Ben, MRBEN.
MRBEN, yeah, go for it.
ELW.
Yeah.
At iClouds.com.
Lovely. And then
when you talk about like schedules and stuff, do you like send me like an itinerary for the day and I've got to complete that sort of stuff?
Well, like the idea intro week, man, is that you need to imagine that basically we're going to be creating a new way of life for you, where it's like, man, okay, this is your goal. Do you want to be fucking happy? Okay, cool. This is what you're going to do on a daily basis. All that's going to require after that is that we need to individualize that a small bit to you. Do you know what I mean? So like whether that's whatever your fucking hours are in work or whatever way your week is structured, it's like we need to get these things done. Okay, cool. How are we going to slot them in? And these are the times that we need to get everything done. Also, in terms of the schedule, like I'm going to be coaching in that group daily. And I'm going to be checking in with you and making sure, like, you need to imagine, man, it's like an ecosystem that you're stepping into, and everything is designed to get you over the line and get this thing done. So that's going to require, that's why we need to do intro week, because we do need to understand a couple of things and make sure that you're fucking set, because it'd be stupid for me to drop you in the deep end right now. Do you know what I mean? It just, I don't want you to get overwhelmed. That's the idea of going through this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Totally, man. So, man, what we'll do then is let's sort out the membership. So we'll go. Do you have a MasterCard or is it a Visa debit, Ben?
It's a Visa.
Yeah. Okay. So all I need, man, is the long card number, the expiry, and then the 3-digit security code, Chief.
4921.
Yep.
8199.
Yep.
1805
Yep.
2037
And then expiry, buddy.
0321.
And then beside your name on the back, it should have a 3-digit on the edge.
Yeah, 269.
Okay, so that's 4921 8199 1805 2037. And then the expiry is 0321 and then 269. Perfect. Okay, so Ben, intro. So I'm going to add you into the onboarding group now. You and the 4 chefs who are going through next week. Me and my coaches will be guiding you through all of next week. And then, as I said, after that week, we're going to get you started properly in your program and the nutrition and all of that. The mindset needs to start switching now. Okay, coming around to the frame of mind of this is the moment where you change your life, and I'm fucking dead serious about that. I'm dead serious about that. This is the moment where you make the fucking switch, and you're accountable to me. You're accountable to this tribe, and this is probably one of the best decisions you've ever made, man. I'm promising you that. So what I want you to do after this call is I'm going to send you Simon's number. I want you to shoot Simon a text and just say, listen, mate, my name's Ben. I'm just after talking to Cameron there about joining. He had said, I'm in a dark place right now, and he had said that you had been in a very dark place before you started. And get in touch base with him, because I guarantee you Simon will tell you something that will fucking blow your mind, because this is the same conversation I had with him. And 4 months later, he's in the best form of his life, and he's opened his own restaurant. Do you know what I mean? So I think it would be important for you to have that chat, even if it's just a fucking text message back and forth. Anything that you need, Ben, you have me. Okay, I'm in your corner now. You have my number. At any point, if this shit gets dark for you, okay, and it gets bad, you need to fucking call me straight away.
Okay.
And I mean that, man. Don't hold it in. Don't fucking hide. Like, I'm with you. So you need to keep me in the loop, okay?
Okay.
All right, brother. Well, listen, man, it's a big start, and I appreciate you taking the call, and I appreciate your honesty, dude. Okay, there's a massive, massive beginning for you, and it's it's fucking Operation the New Ben. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, bro. Okay, bro. Listen, man, keep me in the loop, and I will chat to you very soon. Okay.
So do I need to do anything today apart from text Simon?
Check your. I'm gonna check. You're gonna get your welcome pack in the email now.
Okay.
And in that email, what I need you to do is there's a timeline that you need to download. Okay. That timeline is basically just going to be your guide for the next 2 weeks. So you know it just gives you on paper what you need to do. Obviously, we're going to be coaching you through all of that as well. But welcome email, download the guide, text Simon. I'd like you to do that today. All right. Tomorrow you're being. I'm going to task you in the group, and then Monday we start for real. Is that okay, Chief?
That's great, mate.
All right, brother. I'll chat to you soon, okay? All the best.
Okay, thank you, mate.
No worries, man. No worries. Catch you later. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Breathe. Ben. Breathe, bro. I'm fucking here, man. I'm here, bro. I'm fucking here, you can't. Where's the live video? Where's my fucking live video, mate? I can't even stop the fucking thing. I thought I was going live, mate. Can't even fucking see it. This is bollocks. I hope I'm not live now. It looks a bit weird. And you just caught me talking to myself after that phone call there. Come on. 6Ps. Is it there? Has it just disappeared? We'll never know. New tabs. New tabs, folks. Fucking come on. Yes, we are still live. How's that fucking work, pal? I thought I was going live, mate. Can't even fucking see it. This is bollocks. I hope I'm not live now. Looks a bit weird. How the fuck do I turn?